do. They go, oh, we're doing security testing, and they're placating everyone else and selling themselves a lie that they can withstand an attack. Huh? Yeah, absolutely right. He said you're getting really good at catching the average tester, which the average tester, first off, probably doesn't have the skill to break in and really steal something and mess you up, and second off, isn't going to lose a job over it, so you're defending against nothing. Testing replicates the attack there. The perimeter is dead. Do people agree or don't agree with this? I would like to see hands of people who agree there is no perimeter. Okay, people who said there's a perimeter. People who don't give a shit. Nice. All right, the give a shits and the no perimeter win. But, so here's the thing, right? You watched Chris talk? Yeah. You see all of this data leakage and all of this sensitive information? Wait a second, that's supposed to stay behind your perimeter. That's yours. Where'd the perimeter go? Oh, I have an attacker and they're on the inside of my network. Where's my perimeter? It's gone. My firewall protects my perimeter. Well, yeah, sure, until I walk in the building. And then your firewall keeps the bad guys away from attacking my laptop while I'm attacking you. Thank you. It's nice. You know, it's like robbing a bank, being cold, and getting a coat. Anyway. So this is really just the kind of beginning of things that are coming, right? Like you see these types of attacks all the time, and you use some type of cool technology word so that the sales guys can sell you some new box. Yeah? You guys have people sell stuff to you? Does it at work? Sorry. Yeah, I mean, do you know if it works? So obviously you can see all of these different types of attacks shifting more towards the real world, right? If I want to attack a human, I don't attack the network that the human is in, I attack the human. The rip-off slide, Chris had put this on one of his decks, and I think it's wildly important. So look at all of these things. How many of these things are actually attacking these kind of perimeter level items? Right? Because that's what you attack, right? You know, I scanned the outside, I scanned your addresses, I'm attacking you over the network, I clicked DB autopone on Metasploit and went to bed or had a beer. Not very many of these things anymore that really hurt people are directed attacks. They're focused attacks. They're shotgun blasts instead of just, you know, throwing something out into the ocean. Yeah, no more intro stuff. We'll talk about breaking into shit. So, 1, you have to have style. These are different styles of attack. You have to decide, is it an external directed attack, right? Am I going to directly attack you from the outside? Am I going to do it indirect, right? Am I going to have this idea of I'm going to just loft a whole bunch of stuff over your firewall and hope that your spam filter doesn't get it, and, you know, hope that Stefan's products don't, like, wipe you out after doing all sorts of cool shit that he's researched, and get an exploit through? Am I going to do it internally, right? Am I going to go do key drops in your parking lot, or am I going to, you know, break in your office building and do key drops at your coffee pot because it's funnier and people will pick them up easier, or in the bathroom, right? Am I going to actually go after the people themselves? You know how awesome it is to look up somebody's Facebook or Twitter account and find out what bar they're at and hang out with them for a couple hours? Dude, best friends. You just get to hang out together, and the next day you roll into their bank and they're like, I know you, and you're like, yeah, let me see what the behind the counter's like. And you will. They'll just let you do whatever. Go around lunchtime. You'll probably go to lunch with them and come in through the back door with them, and then ask to go to the bathroom. Drop off a wireless access point. Yay, you owned their whole company. What did it cost you? A couple drinks. Exotic attacks, right? This is where you can get into the weird esoteric realm of really attacking people. You want to freak a bank out? Cause a flash mob. Watch the type of crazy thing that happens in a bank when you have 400 people walk in at the same time. Is it a denial of service? Is it a security flaw? Does their firewall stop it? No. Should they be concerned about it? Hell yes. Does this make sense? Style? Yes? Cool. Process. There are 2 steps. Just like Chris had on his slide. That's cool. You could steal my shit, baby. It's a mutual. But this is the process. Find something that they think is important, like their cool servers and databases, and then steal it. Like literally steal it. That's a test, right? You took that. Attacker can take this. Really? How do you know? Look at the pictures. I'm pulling your Dell servers out of the rack. And they're like, damn, that's not good. Is there a patch for that? Yeah, it's called a lock. It's not $400,000? No, it's 10. Thanks. You just exponentially improved my security program with $10. Show me ROI. Yeah, I'll talk about it all day long to the executives. I can find you more return on investment with one of these tests than you will ever find with any type of test, period. Because I can prove what the value loss is, because I did it. The method. Again, it's not just a willy-nilly go break into shit and steal whatever. It's about being methodical and being able to produce consistent results. Ideas, gather intelligence. The most important part of any test. I know Chris said it. I'm going to just do talks from now on pieces of these because I think like exploitation's kind of exhausted. Like it's great. There's new tech all the time, but when you exploit stuff, all right, now what? How did I get to that point? How long did it take me to get to the point? Was I covert? Did I already get caught? So you got to really scan for vulnerabilities and have the right intelligence. And I don't just mean run Nessus. I mean, oh, I see that this person is connected to this person, and this person over here let me become part of their little friend triangle without ever really proving who I was. That's a vulnerability. I know that you guys use this trash company. Another vulnerability. I know that I found that you use OpenOffice and you're running it in Linux, right? Nessus didn't tell you that. But you use that because you do solid intelligence. And once you can find those, then you can actually plan an attack that will work. And I say that because you will not get stopped. If you do the right intelligence gathering, you will never, ever, ever get stopped. If you get stopped, it is your fault for not doing enough intelligence gathering. So remember it next time. Exploitation. There's a million people that could teach you about that, and we could talk about it. I want to talk about digging for gold, right? This is what's important. When you show an executive, I got 15 pages worth of shells, they don't care. When you show a CFO that you've accessed their planning resources, you've accessed their general ledger, you've accessed their financials, you can change them actively, they excuse themselves, they go to the bathroom, they come back with new pants on, and they try and continue the conversation like a human being, but they can't, because they're freaking out. Shells, no change. Pants, change. Right? Reality. So how do we do this? You saw Chris, right? Do you guys get how those things are hugely important to really going after a company? That's the building blocks. If you don't do those, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're making your pen test 30 times harder. You're making anything, an audit, 30 times harder. I don't know how many times it's easy to go through some of those techniques when I'm doing an audit just to find the right person to talk to in an application because the people inside the company don't even know who I should talk to. So I'll go through a couple other ones that I think Chris touched on. This is the stuff you need to find. Find it. If they're missing some, trust me, it's out there. Look harder. Don't just be like, well, I couldn't